During the Fantasy FC promo, we've had a lot of SBCs that have been dropped. And in this video, I'm going to be ranking all of those SBCs and putting them into categories. We're talking must do, solid shout, reasonable. Yeah, I don't mind it. And then straight up avoids. For cheap and fast FC24 Ultimate Team coins, head over to MMOEXP.com, link down below, and make sure to use my code Morsi at checkout to get yourself 5% off. Now, one thing to mention, if you aren't too clued up with the Fantasy FC promo, these are upgradable cards. There's potential for the heroes to go up a +2 overall and the regular Fantasy FC cards to go up by a +4. And that has already been the case for some of these active SBCs. For example, Timo Werner started out as an 89, he's now a 90. We have Buongiorno here, the little Italian phenom in the bottom right corner. He was an 88, gone up to an 89. And at the time of me recording this, every single one of these SBCs are still available to do right now. So if you've not committed that fodder, I'm here to help you make that decision. And a tool I'm going to be using during this video is the Fantasy FC Tracker. This is on Futbin. They've set up a brilliant way to keep up to date with potential upgrades for these cards. And I'm not going to lie to you, some of these are looking pretty juicy. All right, so I've got a coffee in hand. It is time to get stuck into this tier list. But before we do that, like goal. Let's see if we can hit a whopping 25 likes within the first hour. Every time I set one of these goals, you guys literally pile drive it. You run through it like a steam train. So I've got faith in you. But let's kick off with the boy, Timo Werner. Now, I'm a gooner. You can tell. I'm an Arsenal fan. You see the kits behind me. And I'm not shy about saying it in a fair few of my videos. So raving about a Spurs card is not high on my list of things that I want to be doing. But it has to be done. Now, I've reviewed all of these on my channel, apart from Tielemans. He's the only one I've not tried out. Every single other card I have reviewed so far. Before I actually decide the ranking of Timo, I want to talk through the tracker quickly. As you can see, Chelsea versus Tottenham is here. That game didn't happen. It was postponed. It was due to the FA Cup, I believe. It was one of the FA Cups or even the Carabao Cup final with Chelsea. I can't remember exactly. But that didn't happen. So he's only one game in. And as it stands, the boy has got one goal. He scored a goal. It happened. Timo found the back of the net. He got an appearance point. Another W. They did get a win as well. They won 3-1 against Palace and got 3 goals towards the 11. So the likelihood of him securing these other upgrades is pretty high. Now with Spurs, I believe Richarlison is injured. At least he was injured in the last game week, and that looks like it's going to be a pretty long injury, at least 4 to 5 weeks from what I'm seeing on reports. So the appearances, he scored a goal. He's likely to get more appearances coming up over the next few matches. Now the next games are Aston Villa and Fulham, both away matches. Now Villa, I see goals in this. I really do. I mean, Werner doesn't need to score, but we do need to get 11 club goals in the next 3, well, over 4 games. So in the next 3, we need at least 8 to secure this, get this locked in. So potential for goals. Villa, going off my FPL, having Martinez in goal, don't keep a lot of clean sheets. So this could go either way in regards to the win. Both are in really good form. I probably kind of back Villa a little bit to get the W here at home especially. But let's just say he gets an appearance point, get a couple of goals, maybe 2, and they don't get the W. We're still looking good for future upgrades. Fulham next. Now, Fulham aren't pushovers. Let's not get it twisted. Their recent form in the league has been fantastic. They are scoring a lot of goals and keeping a lot of clean sheets. The only thing that really lets them down is consistency. They're similar to Brighton in a way that they're getting a lot of wins, but they're also picking up draws and losses along the way. However, Spurs away again. They're definitely the favourites in my opinion. Let's just say they get the win here. He locks in this point. He gets the 3rd appearance. That's already a further +2, taking him up to a 92 rated. In regards to goals, I don't know. Let's just say they get a cheeky 1-0 away win. So it goes up to a total of 6. Now, it doesn't show the actual fixture here, but Spurs' next game is, after that, 2 weeks down the line, Luton Town at home. They've got to get the W there. Spurs, I'm backing you all day to beat Luton. It has to be the case, surely. And of course, goals can be scored. So the likelihood of getting the full 4+4 upgrade here is actually pretty high in my opinion. I would definitely expect Timo Werner to secure the 92 minimum. But a 93 rated Werner is not that ambitious. For that reason, my boy, Timo, must do SBC. Now, I don't even talked about the card in game. The card in game is ridiculous. The playstyle pluses aren't insane. The dribbling isn't insane, but he still flies. He's so quick, so good on the ball, controlled sprint's amazing, and the shooting is lethal. Genuinely super surprised. I got rank 1 with him. He was leading the line with Eusebio this weekend, scoring goals for fun. And I actually quite enjoyed the chip shots. I was enjoying this dinking the keeper. It's a fun way of scoring goals in my opinion. So yeah, Timo must do for 500k in my opinion. All right, the glasses are on and we are continuing this tier list. Ander Herrera is the next man I'm going to be talking about here. As I said, I've reviewed all of these cards, bar Tielemans at the time of recording. I might still pick him up and try him out. I'm yet to really decide on that one as it's a pretty steep price point. But Ander Herrera, ping pass, tiki-taka, just a playmaking machine. Unbelievable passing. In-game, lacked a little bit of something in regards to the pace. I felt like I was getting caught on the ball a little bit. But utilised the passing aspect and the shooting. Genuinely surprised me. He's a decent player in game. Now, the upgrade potential is a little bit difficult with this man. He's yet to play a game. The first game is on the 10th of March here. And as you can see, there's a pretty big gap between the boys' fixtures. He has 2 games in 6 there. And then we've got a big gap all the way to the end of the month against Real Madrid. And then once again, another 2 weeks all the way to Villarreal. So the likelihood of seeing upgrades anytime soon is going to be not happening with this man, unfortunately. And one thing to note straight away, he's injured. Yes, Ander Herrera is injured, so immediately the appearances is chalked off for now. However, there's a big gap between fixtures. We've basically got a month until the 3rd fixture comes out at this point, just under. So he could be back by then, but that might be too late and he might not secure the appearance points. So we're going to null that off as well as the goal and assist. So potential here is purely 2 upgrades. And let's be real, Real Madrid, Villarreal, Athletic Bilbao are doing okay in the league, but none of these fixtures are necessarily guaranteed wins. And will they score 11 goals? I don't know about this one, Chief. I'm going to put him straight up in the avoid. Todibo is next, the Phenom. The new budget Saliba, 87 rated intercept playstyle plus. You don't see it often, by the way. It's not chucked about often from EA in that centre-back position. And there might be a reason for that, right? Generally really enjoyed the card when I reviewed him. He's got serious potential there. He's got pace. He's solid defensively. He's 6'3". His body typing game is good. I'm a fan of the card. And one thing to note as well, he's got every single defending playstyle bar slide tackle, which is huge. But how likely is he to secure upgrade? Heading over to the fantasy tracker, he's yet to play a match. For some reason, they're not including clean sheets here, but he needs to get a clean sheet to get a +1. That is the final +1 available. But the games coming up for OGC Nice are Montpellier, Lens, Nantes and Stade Rennes. Now, I've checked, I've done a bit of research here. Nice are doing alright in the league. They're sat 5th as it stands, and every single team that they are due to face are below them in the table, which might not mean a lot, let's be real. But there's definitely potential for upgrades here. One thing to mention as well, Nice have kept 14 clean sheets in 24 league matches, which is a lot. So Todibo securing a clean sheet is more than likely possible out of 4 matches. 2 wins, I like the looks of it. Appearances, he's starting, he's not injured. Thank you EA, finally, which is nice. So let's say, for example, he secures the 2 wins, the 3 appearances, and the clean sheet. We go to a 90 rated Todibo with 90 pace. 90 defending. They might even give him a little bit more, by the way. Inform upgrades tend to be just 1s though, but occasionally they might sprinkle in a +2 in there. But at least 90 pace, 90 defending, 89 physical on this card. Every defending playstyle minus slide tackle. I like what I'm seeing. And if they get 11 goals, which is possible, anything's possible. He has potential to get a +4, but +3 is likely. Todibo is going to go into the solid shout section. I don't think he's quite a must-do, but if he does end up getting upgrades, then definitely consider it. One thing to mention as well is Todibo's SBC is available for 12 days. So you can almost wait for the first 2 games to be played. If you're on the edge, I definitely say do that, because by the time those games have played, they could have already scored 8 goals, 1 in both. He's got 2 appearances and a clean sheet, and then at that point, it's a must-do. But until then, I'm putting him in solid shout. Up next, we're going to go for Chris Fuhrich, the 5-star skiller from the Bundesliga for Stuttgart with technical playstyle plus. 5-star, 4-star, by the way. The review went really well. A lot of people agreed with what I said about him, and I think he's honestly a really nice, solid shout. For the price 100k in-game, this base card definitely will become outdated, but at the time, decent. Not a bad option. There's definitely worse cards you could pick for that price tag. So that alone, keeping that in mind, definitely potential here. In regards to the tracker, he's already got the W and 1 appearance. They beat Wolfsburg 3-2 away from home. Now, Stuttgart are 3rd in the league. They are flying. And looking at these fixtures, Wolfsburg probably was one of the toughest games here. Union Berlin, Hoffenheim, they're not pushovers. Same with Heidenheim. No wins easy. But on paper, I'm backing Stuttgart to get at least the one more W. That is all that is important here for this man progressing. In regards to goals, they've already got 3 away from home. So if they keep that going and continue the 3 average, you're going to hit 11 goals. Appearances all day, every day. And he's had a lot of goals and assists already this season. So I definitely would be backing him to secure at least 1 goal or assist during these matches, especially that Heidenheim fixture. That is the one I'll be targeting. Heidenheim and Stuttgart are sat in the bottom half of the table with not great goal differences. So goal and assist potential is there. Hoffenheim's probably the toughest fixture to come. But one thing to mention as well, this card is available for 4 days. So you don't have to commit yet. You can wait for this Union Berlin game to be played. Make sure he secures maybe 1 or 2 of these, like the win and the goal or assist, and then complete the SBC. That's what I would be doing. So for that reason, he's in the solid shout. Up next, we're going to go for Mr. Power himself, Smaler, the first Fantasy FC hero we are talking about. Press proven playstyle plus or rapid playstyle plus. The definition of power was what I named the review because he's a big geezer in game and he is all about that raw power, speed, just ferocity in the strikes. A really nice card for the price straight away. He would be in the solid shout. But Feyenoord. Now, heroes can get a possible +2 overall. So 11 club goals and 2 wins are needed. As it stands in the Eredivisie, let me move my cam down a little bit so I don't block this off. Feyenoord are sat second, and look at the form. Last 5, they're getting W's. So, potential is there for the wins. Goal difference of 41. They score goals and they're flying right now. In regards to fixtures, as you can see here, coming up, let me load this up quickly. Google, hook a brother up. So we've got Heracles here, Heerenveen, Utrecht, and FC Volendam. Hope I'm saying the names correctly. And looking at the table, Heerenveen, reasonably high up. However, Volendam are literally smack bottom. Heracles in here, or Heracles, I'm not too sure how to say these guys' team here. Not doing great at 14th. And the last fixture was Utrecht, who are flying reasonably mid-table at 8th, which is a good form tracker for themselves. But minus 37 goal difference, minus 24 goal difference. I will be backing Feyenoord to be scoring goals here. At least you'd hope they would. And in regards to the wins, yes, 100% going to be happening. So 90 overall Smaler, in my opinion, is what we're going to be looking at here. 95 pace, 92 shooting, 91 shooting, and 94 dribbling on a Smaler card. With this price, you know what? It's a tough one. It honestly is. I'm going to put him at the top of solid shout for now. He's a little bit on the more expensive side compared to the Todibo, the Fuhrich, and the Herrera. But trust me, there's potential here to get to a 90 with crazy stats. He could sneak in the must-do. You know what? He's up there. Must-do. If they secure these +2 upgrades, this man could be flying. Also, one thing to note as well, Smaler has 10 days remaining on the SBC. So you're at least going to see the Heracles game here and the Heerenveen match. So you can almost wait once again until then to see if he secures at least one or maybe both of these if they have an absolute flyer. But at least progresses nicely towards the upgrades before you make your final decision. Up next, we are going to talk about Mr. Yuri Tielemans. So the only card I've not actually tried at this point, so take this little opinion with a pinch of salt. Price tag, a little bit steep for my liking. The stats in regards to like in-games aren't bad, but they're not super meta. If anything, they're a little bit worse than Ander Herrera here, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Herrera. Long ball pass and first touch playstyle pluses, and he does have a lot of passing playstyles as well, which is something to take in mind, especially if you like that in your midfielders. In regards to the upgrades yet to play, of course, first game will be Tottenham, which is on, I believe, Sunday? Yeah, I think it's Sunday, right? So first game at home to Tottenham. Likelihood of getting a goal, assist, the appearance, the wins, and the club goals. Now he starts, and he's almost starting as a second striker right now. So he's very advanced in that Villa team. So potential to get a goal and assist is pretty high on that list. And he's been doing that in recent weeks. He's securing at least assists and goals. And Villa like to score a lot of goals. So that is a positive about this card. In regards to club goals, yeah, I like it. They've got Spurs, West Ham United, Wolves, and Man City though. Now, let me just say, West Ham, Wolves, not the toughest opponents, but the Premier League's super competitive. And Villa, as much as I'm back to win those games, it could go either way. Same with the Spurs fixture. None of these, in my mind, are guaranteed W's. So that is the gamble. West Ham, not super consistent. Basically could beat anyone on their day. Areola can make 14 saves a match. Wolves have been really solid this season under Gary O'Neill. So potential to get maybe a smash and grab away at Villa Park. And then Man City away. knowing the Premier League, that could be the one they end up winning. Like, it's that all over the place right now. So you can't guarantee the wins here. But one thing you probably can guarantee are going to be the free appearances. And I'd like to think a goal and assist. So potential to go to a 90-91 overall in my opinion. Even at that point for the price tag, I'm going to stick him straight in the avoid section. I think there's just so many better cards out there for the price tag. Even on the market, maybe even current SBCs, I'm not too sure if some of the players I'm thinking of are still available right now. And how stacked our teams are. The only way I'll be considering doing this one is if you're a Villa fan. Up next, we're going to talk about Alex Scott, hero. So when this SBC dropped, there's a lot of hype behind it. I tried it out myself and I didn't really get on with the card. Well, I essentially dropped her immediately and brought Cafu back in. But for the price, a solid right back option. Under half the price, I believe, of Cafu. SBC, Relentless Plus and Jockey are nice playstyle pluses. So I'm going to do my own little deep dive here. This is the first fixture that counted towards the card, an Arsenal win at Tottenham, which is huge. A big home win, 1-0 clean sheet, and of course a win. One thing to remember with the heroes, we don't need clean sheets even if it's a defender. It's all about wins and club goals. So 1 goal and 1 win. The goals, not looking great. However, what I will be saying is Arsenal women's team, they're pretty good. They like scoring goals. The next 3 fixtures are Chelsea away, Villa away, and Bristol at home. As it stands right now, Arsenal is sat 3rd in the WSL. Chelsea are probably the best team in the WSL, joint with Man City on points, of course. But going over the recent years, Chelsea have always been flying high. So the likelihood of getting a win at Chelsea, it's not impossible, but it's ambitious. The other 2 fixtures are Villa and Bristol City. Now, Bristol City having an absolute shocker. Arsenal women's team at home to Bristol City. Some of these games, I don't know how clued up you guys are with women's football. I'm not super clued up, but I pay attention, especially when FIFA cards or FC cards are involved here. The likelihood of Arsenal winning maybe even 6-7-0 here, no offence to Bristol, it's very possible, you know. They've conceded 45 goals in, 15 games in total. So they're like shipping away goals. Arsenal like scoring goals, so potential for getting goals are there. And Villa sat in 8th. So likelihood for Alex Scott is a +2 upgrade, I would say. I reckon they'll secure the goals. And, well, that's an ambitious one. They might just secure the goals, but they'll definitely get the 2 wins, in my opinion. So, if that's the case, we're going up to a 90 rated. For that, or 91 rated, my bad. Decent looking card on paper. Should have 90 defending, solid play styles, decent pace. I think she's a solid shout. Up next, we're going over the best value SBC in this Fantasy FC promo. It is Julie with the 2 most pointless playstyle pluses, but still, what a player. What a player. I'm going to be a bit rogue here. He's 80k, which isn't a lot. And for that price tag alone, instantly grants him the solid shout option, maybe even the must-do for what he provides. Now, upgrades we'll touch on. It's Monaco. Monaco is the team that he is linked to, and he's already 2 games gone. Now, one thing to say is Julie has 3 days left on his SBC at the time recorded, which means this Strasbourg game will just about happen on the day he expires. So, what you can do if you've not done him is wait for Monaco to play Strasbourg here and see how well they do in regards to if they get a win or maybe some more goals and then make your decision. But so far, 3-2 away win against Lens, which is nice. They drew 0-0 with Monaco, with PSG, I mean. Completely null and void in regards to this tracker, but we still need a whopping 8 goals and 1 win to get the full upgrade. The likelihood of that happening is pretty high. Monaco are flying right now in the league, and as you can see, they are sat 3rd. The next few matches, as we saw, are Strasbourg and Lorient, who I believe are down towards the bottom half, or middle table roughly in the bottom half. Strasbourg are having a shocker, so you'd back Monaco to win that. Lorient seems to have a turn of form, 4 wins in their last 5, so that could go either way. But at least the 1 win against Strasbourg, he goes up to 91. I'm sticking him in must do. Ricardo Carvalho is up next. The hero that I just didn't get on with. So I reviewed him, said don't do him, and some people disagreed, but I think the majority of people commented at least kind of took my opinions as a valid reason. So Ricardo Carvalho is crazy expensive. We're talking 600-700k as an SBC. And he's linked to Chelsea FC. Now, already they drew 2-2 with Brentford. We don't need clean sheets here, but we need wins and we also need goals. Their next 3 games, Chelsea play Newcastle at home. Could be a good game. I'm still backing Newcastle to get the win here. Arsenal away. I'm backing my boys, obviously. The way we're playing, I'm confident there. But we tend to kind of have a bit of a bogey team, Chelsea, for us. Could go either way, but I'm backing the boys. And then Burnley away. So, you would at least hope 1 win would be secured here. Probably the Burnley fixture on paper. Newcastle and Arsenal, I probably wouldn't be backing a win here. So, we're not getting a +1 in that aspect. Goals scored. They've already got 2. Newcastle could be a pretty high-flying game. We've got the best defence in the league, so I doubt they're going to get many against us. So relying on that Burnley fixture. Burnley could park the bus, play really hard and annoying. And just going off Chelsea this season, being super inconsistent. I can't see, being real with you, any of these upgrades actually happening. So I'm basing my opinion mainly on this 90 rated card. And as it stands, his SBC is actually now 746k. In game, he's not the tallest. He's got a decent amount of pace, but nothing crazy. He doesn't feel super quick. Anticipate Playstyle Plus is there, as well as aerial threat, which is a nice combination for centre backs. But he doesn't have he doesn't have a lot of height to really back up that aerial presence. And being real with you, there's a centre back next to him right now that is just miles better, in my opinion, in game and for the price. I'm putting Ricardo Carvalho as a void SBC for me. Now let's talk about the big man, the Italian beast. Mr. 6'4", Anticipate, Slide Tackle Plus, Torino's Wall. Buongiorno's in the building. Good morning. My son, 84 pace, 89 defending, 87 physical. Now, he has already secured one upgrade. They did get a clean sheet, no win against Fiorentina at home, and he did take part. He played the match. So, already a +1 has been applied to the card. Now, I've just used this man as my centre-back alongside Saliba. I went rank 1, and he absolutely dominated. He's 6'4", Slide Tackle Plus, that is a great combination. Anticipate, probably the best playstyle for centre-backs. Yeah, he's a demon. For the price, 100k, brilliant, brilliant card. And the fact that we do have potential here to get upgrades is nice. Now, appearances should be fine. He's back from injury, played the last game. That's going to happen. So, probably another +1 up to 90. Club goals and the wins, a little bit less easy. Napoli, fantastic team. Probably going to be a tough one. I'm probably backing Napoli to get the win here. Udinese and AC Monza are winnable games for the Torino boys. So you'd hope maybe they stand a chance of getting the +2 here. For +1 for the 2 wins. Club goals, going to be ambitious unless they have an absolute madness. So we're gonna avoid that one for now. Focus on the appearances and the wins. So let's say a +2 extra is going to happen. Up to a 91 rated, 86 pace, 90 plus defending, maybe 90 physical, the passing, the dribbling, freestyle for the price. It's an absolute steal. It's a steal. I still don't know if he's in a must-do section. I'm going to put him in solid shout towards the top. I think centre-backs has a lot of fantastic options. Oh, it's tough though, because I do love him in game, guys. I don't think he's quite a must-do. You need him in your club. But I think he's a solid shout and should 100% be worth considering. Even if he doesn't secure any more upgrades. But I'm backing him at least for a +1 or a +2 to come. And that leaves Rolfö. Barcelona women's team. The Swedish demon. My box-to-box centre mid right now in FC24. She can play as a left back as well, of course. But centre mid alternate position is where she truly shines. Now, Rolfö's yet to play any matches. And there's been a bit of a concern amongst the fan base that she's injured. It has now officially been confirmed that she is back in the squad, ready to play their next game against Athletic. So also, Alexi Putellas is pretty good on the football, is back as well. So positive signs, she is back. So appearances we're going to be getting, you would hope at least the 3 appearances will be hit here. Barcelona, as it stands, are doing alright for themselves. It's at first, they've won 17 out of 18 with 1 draw. They've scored 75 goals and conceded 4. Yeah, that's insane. I'm sorry, what? 71 goal difference. So, she's a left back, so she needs a clean sheet. It's probably going to happen. Looking at that, they conceded 4 goals all season. So, let's just say that happens. Pretty much a guarantee, right? The goals scored should be okay because they score a lot of goals. They win most games, like 5 to 10-0, which is a positive, of course. So that's a nice one to add there. Appearances should be happening as well. And winning 2 matches should be happening. So as long as she starts, as long as she plays and secures the 3 games played, I think she has to hit 60 minutes, I believe. I'm not too sure. It could be just the fact she gets a minute sub and that counts. I don't know for a fact. But as long as she gets that, we're looking at a 93 rated Rolfö. 93 rated with 90 pace, 90 plus passing, 90 plus defending. She is going to be absolutely game breaking. And for that reason, she's in the must do for me. I think she might even be towards the top of the must do alongside Timo Werner. Like some of, oh mate, yeah, she's absolutely ridiculous, bro. The one thing I will say I'm not the biggest fan of is the playstyle trickster. It's nice and always good fun, but if it was more meta, if it was like, I don't know, a technical or maybe even a defending playstyle, if she'd been given for whatever reason a jockey or maybe even a relentless plus, I'll be absolutely dreaming. But still, she's a must-do in my opinion. Now that's it. That is my tier list. I'm not going to lie to you. Looking at it, I'm pretty happy. However, maybe, just maybe, you could swap Smaler into the solid shout and put Buongiorno up here. I'm almost tempted to do that, you know. Because this man is just my boy. I absolutely love him. But Smaler's also fantastic. You could even have it like this. But we'll stick to what we said. Stick with our word for now. That is what I'm going to be placing. Now, at the time of recording, we don't have an SBC this leak to come out on the Thursday. So I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I'm not too sure. So there might be another card to add to this. So if that does happen, I'll be in the comment section giving you my opinion on that added player to see which section they go into. But let me know if you agree or disagree. How many of these cards have you done yourself? Have you done all the must-dos, the solid shouts, the avoids? Let me know your favourite player out of this selection. I've been Morty. Subscribe if you're new. Catch you later.